Hi there, I'm Ian. Man, I sure love playing this game. But you know what this needs? Motion controls. That would make this so much better.
Motion controls, the staple of video game gimmicks. The first motion controls released for a home console was the Sega Activator, released in 1993 for the Genesis in the US and the Mega Drive in Europe. It never received success due to inaccuracy, but it started what I like to call motion control madness, with many games and consoles using motion controls as a gimmick. The first console to have motion control success was the Nintendo Wii, which I don't really need to explain because everybody has a Wii. There were several attempts to include motion controls into game cartridges before they were implemented into a home console or handheld, one of the most popular being Yoshi Topsy Turvy, which had a gyroscope built into the cartridge. The game received mixed reviews, with some saying it was fun and innovative, while others saying it was short and repetitive. But you're all obviously here for motion controls built into consoles. So we have to start with the Wii. The Wii. Everyone has a Wii. They're everywhere. In the washer, under the bed. Maybe that's why I don't get women. One of the biggest selling features was the pack-in game Wii Sports, which showed off these motion controls with the Wii spectacularly. If you didn't want to spend more money on another game, then Wii Sports would get you by just fine, with almost every game having some form of motion controls. Whether you had to swing the remote, shake it, or twist it, there was something you had to do that made you move. The Wii was truly the first of its kind. It was fun, intuitive, and most importantly, fun. Other consoles had motion controls, but none of them were as good as the Wii. Speaking of other consoles, no thank you. Technically, the PS2 doesn't have motion controls, but the iToy does recognize motion, so that makes it have motion controls. Sue me. Even Dreamcast had a motion controller. It was in the form of a fishing rod controller, but it was still a motion controller. But also, why? I don't really have an answer to that. Then there was the Kinect, which I want even less. I had a Kinect, which I used about twice before never using it again. The Kinect was okay, but it never really lived up to what they said it would be. Very few games were supported, and even fewer worked well. Take, for example, Kinect Adventures. A Kinect adventure game where you played mini games that were outside. Even the PS3 had motion controls called the PS3 Move Motion Controller. That's not a mouthful or anything. It was this weird wand with a ball that lit up with different colors. The camera, which is named the PS3i, and I hate, saw these balls and could tell where you moved them to control the game. And this was okay too, not great, but even fewer games supported this. All of these have been add-ons for consoles to use motion controls, aside from the Wii. What about the ones that had them built into the controllers that you'd be using every day? Nintendo 3DS. Great, more gimmicks. The 3DS's biggest selling point was Nintendo's use of no glasses needed 3D. Did you know that it too had motion controls built in? Probably not. There were only a handful of games that used this, the most notable being Ocarina of Time 3D, which is just what I want to try to do while playing it in the car. Some other notable mentions are the Steam Controller, Steam Deck, Wii U Gamepad, and the Zavix. Zavix? Zavix. I don't really know. The Zavix port was a fitness-based game console released in Europe in Decathlon stores by SSD Company Limited. Zavix port was released to the US in about 2004 and subsequently unreleased in 2013. How did it last that long? The console used wireless controllers shaped like sports equipment, all of which being the J-Mat, golf, a lifestyle manager, the iHand, power boxing, music and circuit, and bass fishing. The biggest outliers were the J-Mat, which featured Jackie Chan, the lifestyle manager, which is just a body scale, and the iHand, which is a hand-eye coordination device. The console launched at $79.99, but by 2013 was down to $19.99 if you could find it. All in all, a console that no one remembers, and you can still get secondhand for about $10.
And that's really it for motion controls. I mean, the Nintendo Switch and PS5 have motion controls, but they're too current gen and it just doesn't feel right.